Richard Sherman says the 49ers should draft Justin Fields. He went on Chris Collinsworth Pro Football Focus podcast. He's a veteran of that. He was on during the season. Not a 49er anymore, still talking about the Niners, which is interesting. And he goes on and gives a long, Richard Sherman-esque, astute, in-depth, perceptive analysis of why the 49ers should draft Justin Fields, why he's perfect for them. And what he says really is that, Justin Fields is the best pocket quarterback available. That's what Sherman says. And that the running is just a bonus. You look at his completion percentage, his record in big games, that he's the perfect quarterback for the 49ers. I think it's interesting that someone who's no longer on the 49ers is putting a little pressure on him, saying what they should do. I don't think John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan appreciate a former player speculating about what they should do. It's pretty interesting. Does he have an ulterior motive there? I read it a different way. Is it possible the Niners draft Justin Fields? Sure. I don't think they will, though. I think what's happening here, no one knows where Justin Fields is going to go. Early on in the process, a lot of people were knocking him, talking about all of his weaknesses. I mean, he was the first guy who got all the brunt of the criticism. And then it seems like after that subsided, after everyone got their criticisms out there and they were agreed upon, there was a second wave of Justin Fields analysis that pretty much aimed to invalidate every single criticism about the kid. And it seems like for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, that has been the prevailing attitude about Justin Fields, that the original analysis was too harsh in a lot of ways, and that he's great. He's a hell of a player. His upside is as high as anyone's in this draft, maybe the highest. That seems to be how everyone's talking these days. And it's funny how people assume Justin Fields will be available for the 49ers. The way I look at it, I'm not sure that he necessarily will be there and that Richard Sherman will be right. It seems to me that everyone's assuming what the Jets are going to do at number 2, but they haven't said. They haven't said it all. And so while Richard Sherman says the Niners should draft Justin Fields, I don't think he's going to be available. This is why I didn't invite Kyle Shanahan or John Lynch to my quality control meeting, because I don't want them to know what I think I know. I don't think Justin Fields is going to be available. I think what's happening here, if Richard Sherman thinks that highly of Justin Fields, you know who else I think probably thinks very highly of Justin Fields? Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh and Richard Sherman are like this. They spent so much time talking together on the practice field and the meetings. They really respect each other's opinion. If Richard Sherman's that sold on Justin Fields, I would think Robert Saleh is as well. I do think it's possible that Saleh and Kyle Shanahan look at quarterbacks differently. One's a defensive guy who's been worried about, who's had real problems defending mobile quarterbacks in the past. Not always, but he has had those issues. He may have more of an appreciation for what a mobile quarterback, the types of issues and problems they pose for a defense, as opposed to Kyle, who wants a guy who fits his offensive system. So I'm thinking that the Jets are going to take Justin Fields, that all of this recent positivity towards him is going to be, the Jets are going to agree with it. Robert Saleh is going to like him, and they're going to have him start day one, because the Jets need a day one starter. They don't have Flacco anymore. Saleh didn't tell me. Why would Saleh tell me this? Are you kidding? I wouldn't even ask him. First of all, it would be ridiculous to ask him, hey, Robert, who are you going to draft? I won't tell anyone. I'm just going to speculate. And then if he told me, he'd be an idiot. Robert Saleh is not an idiot. So no, he didn't tell me. I'm just guessing here, and I'm usually wrong with my guesses. But I'm thinking they take Justin Fields. They think he can start right away, and they feel that he can develop. Remember, they need a quarterback who can start right away. And Justin Fields, he's played in more big games. You might wonder about the quarterback from BYU, Zach Wilson. Just playing at BYU, just one good year, didn't play a lot of top 25 teams, didn't play a lot of NFL players, may not be ready to go right away. I know it seems like a long shot, and everyone expects the Jets to take Zach Wilson, but they're not really linked to him. No one really knows what the Jets are doing. And I think that there's 3 weeks left before the draft happens. I think there's a strong possibility they take Justin Fields. And the quarterback that everyone wants the Niners to take, Fields, won't even be available. So Sherman, I respect what you're trying to do and how you're trying to paint the Niners into a corner. You know that Mac Jones will be a very unpopular pick. Your team, Justin Fields, and you're putting Shanahan in a hard spot. The Jets might make this easy on the Niners. The Jets might make this easy on the Niners and take Justin Fields.